It has been a while since I've sat face to face with you guys. I have missed this, and I didn't even realize I missed this until I actually sat down to film in this way. The last couple of videos have been like not really that much face. It's been like a very close-up shots of my eyes or like me doing swatches. It's an interesting feeling. It's a very different feeling. It's more exposed and vulnerable to sit here and talk to you guys in this way. And today, what I have for you is Nomad's new palette. It's called Pacific Northwest. Very different. Very different from what they usually launch. I'm going to show you the color story very soon, but to give you a heads up, they usually have very colorful pigmented palettes, but this one is a little different, but not in a bad way. It definitely has pigment, but it's like light pigment, if that makes sense. But here's the color story. I did not know what to make of this color story in the beginning. Like, this is very different. I don't know what to do. But as I have started to play around with this palette, it's coming together and it's really beautiful and unique. You guys know I like to deep dive into palettes. So 1, 2, 3 looks is never enough. I like to use all of the shades, and that's what I'm doing for you guys today. I have used all of the shades. At first, I'm going to start off by just applying each shimmer on my eyelid and creating a look by just one single shimmer. And then later in the video, I'm going to create a bunch of looks using the matte shades and throw some shimmers in there too. This is one of the looks that I've created from this palette. It's just a really stunning green look. Totally unexpected because the greens looked so different from each other. But once I threw the shimmer in together with the greens, it all just came together. And I love it. I really like this look. But the palette's packaging, the outer cover is so stunning. It has this sort of canvas material texture on it. So it's kind of like a canvas painting. I guess it's kind of like a Bob Ross style. I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of people who paint that way, not just Bob Ross. And inside you have 3 columns of shimmers and 3 columns of mattes. It seems to be organized pretty well by color. Like you have a column for the blues, you have a column for the greens, you have a column for like the nude red-ish tones. It seems pretty organized. And I do still want to keep doing more looks. I feel like even though I did a lot of looks, I still need to do more looks because a lot of looks that I did with this palette were simpler because the purpose of this video is just to explore each and every shade. So without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna start with the shimmers first, and they are stunning. And then we're gonna delve into the mattes, which are really good also. Surprisingly, even the light shades are really good. But I don't think Nomad's ever given me an issue with pigment and blending, so. But I feel like shimmers have really outdone themselves in this palette. There are stunning and very easy to apply, very smooth, no fallout. It's just, they're really good. So let's get started. Let's dive into the shimmers. I'm super curious about this palette because it's a very interesting color story. It's like muted colors, but they're kind of light. And yeah, either they're gonna look really good or they're gonna look bad. And I hope they look good. That's what I'm really hoping for. And I'm gonna start off by just putting all the shimmers on my eyes and seeing how the shimmers are. So let's jump right into it. This is the first shimmer that I'm gonna try out. This one is called Cascadia. Beautiful embossing. Here is the swatch on my finger. Looks like a greenish champagne shade. That makes sense. Yeah, you could see the green and the golden. Very beautiful. Okay, I'm starting to get the vibes of this palette. I think it's gonna be one of those subtle palettes where you can't go too bold. And that might make this palette a good one for beginners or someone who doesn't like bold makeup, which actually tends to be me. I'm attracted to bold colors when it comes to seeing them, but I don't always like to wear them, if that makes sense. And I love trying out bold colors for fun when it comes to eyeshadow, but that's not something that I actually wear much in my life. And I think that's beautiful. That would also make a good inner corner shade. So pretty. I love it. That is really pretty. Okay, so here's the finished look. Absolutely stunning, super easy. I really like it. I think the subtlety of the green and the gold, it's like very light gold, looks really beautiful. I would totally wear this at work. The next one is called Cannon Beach. Also a pretty light shimmer. It looks mint green to me, but let's see how it looks on the eyes. Your basic light mint green. Beautiful, very reflective, stunning. These shimmers so far are very light and very reflective. Like, if you can say the shimmers are pigmented, even though they're light colors, I would say these can be described in that way. Because even with just a little bit of the product, you get a lot of shine on your eyes. There you go. That's so pretty. And what if I were to layer it up? Let's see how it will look if I really started to pack it on. Kind of make it a little more foily looking. It's so smooth. And I'm not getting much fallout either. It's clean, it's light, it's smooth. These shimmers feel exceptional. They don't turn into anything different if you try to pack them on. They'll just look a little more opaque. As you pack it on, they are not oddly packing on top of each other where the shimmer shade starts to crumple and fall all over the place. It's layering on very smoothly also. Here is the finished look. I got some on my lashes, but yeah, I think it looks really pretty. Here are both of them side by side. And the next one that I'm gonna go into is called Crater Lake, which looks like a purple bluish shade, maybe a mix of purple and blue, like a duochrome, but let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing mostly the blue. I'm not seeing the purple. Again, it's the same theme. These shimmers are very like subtle, toned down when it comes to colors, but definitely not toned down when it comes to the luster. And the finish is just so smooth and beautiful. Here's the finished look. The more I look at it, the more grayish it looks. Like it's starting to look like a grayish blue. But I do see a hint of purple in it. Next, I'm going to try out this shade right here called Sunbreak. It looks pink and white. Also a light shade. You cannot go bold with this. That's an interesting color combination. Pink and green. Very pretty. Not as lustrous, I feel like, as some of the other shades were though. Here's the finished look. I added a green eyeliner in the center and in my lower lash line. It's an eyeliner from Temu. I have like a 12-pack eyeliner with different colors. And I wanted to bring out the green from the shadow, so that's why I decided to use this eyeliner. Do you think it worked? Like, does it make the green pop out more? I don't know, but I think it looks kind of nice. Next shade is called Ecotopia. This olive green, wait, where'd it go? Here. It's like an olive green shimmer shade. Okay, this one is really lustrous. For some reason, Sunbreak didn't come out looking that shiny. Maybe it was just too light. I don't know what happened. But yeah, this is stunning. It's so metallic, so lustrous, very smooth, not crumply at all. Wow. That is beautiful. Here's the finished look. With this one, I actually added a brown eyeliner in the lower lash line, but in the waterline. And I think brown would look beautiful with this green. If I were doing a look, I would definitely take brown and put it in the crease and around to create a base, and then put this green over it. It's so beautiful. Here are both of them together. Which one do you like more? The green one or the pink / green? Bluish green shade called Multinational Falls. Beautiful formula. Like I've been saying like a million times. Not much fallout. It has a nice grip onto the skin. So it's a little sticky, but not like sticky feeling in any way. But it has good tack to stick onto the skin. I'm just going to take this brown right here. It's called Perfect Pinot, like the wine. And I'm going to put that brown into the lower lash line. Here's the finished look. I love it. I love the touch of brown in the lower lash line as a matte shade with the shimmer on the lid. Green and brown. Green and brown. You can see both of these greens are very different, and I don't know if you can tell, like this green on the left, it's like olive and parrot greens mixed together in some way. And in the palette, they are in the same column. Here's one green and here's the other green. But the next column of shimmers is very different. Super light. There's like a purple here, a pink, a gray. I don't know what these colors are. I'm gonna go into is this one right here. It's a purple shade. It's called Mountains Are Out. I mean, this is a pretty basic purple, and there are a lot of purples in Nomad palettes. This one looks kind of purple and silver, like a silvery purple, very light. Yeah, this is super reflective, very beautiful, very lustrous. I feel like I've said this word a bazillion times. I actually really like it. At first I was like, basic, whatever, but it actually is very brightening for my eye. It looks really pretty. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is called Coffee Paradise. It's kind of like, I don't even know what that color is. I have problems with recognizing and describing colors. But this is kind of like a nude and champagne mix color, and yeah, this would be perfect for a daytime shimmer. Yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit and it's stunning. I love it. I wish I could show you guys looks with both eyes, because I think that's what would really make you see how beautiful these shades are. But there are 18 shades that I need to go through, and there's no way I'll ever get this done if I try to do one shade on both eyes together. So we're just gonna have to do this way. But I think both of them look really beautiful. This one, the purple one, is a little bit more brightening and different and really pops your eye. And the other one is a little bit more subtle, but it's also brightening. All right, one more shimmer to go, and then we're gonna go into the mattes. I really like this one. I think it looks really pretty. This shade Salmon Run is so vibrant, and it looks really beautiful with this grayish matte shade called Sasquatch Sighting. All right, so let's start exploring the mattes. I want to start off with this very first shade here on the top called Towering Sea Stacks. Like, just look at this embossing. It's so visible and it's stunning. Like, it really sticks out. They did a really good job. It feels like artwork. I'm gonna put that in my crease. It looks very gray. That's a very interesting gray. Almost like a baby blue gray. Looks like the curtains behind me. But it's not baby blue, it's gray. And then I'm gonna go into the next one, which also just looks like a piece of art. It's stunning. It's called Columbia River George. Here's as close as I can bring this shade to show you guys. I'm just gonna put it on the same eye so we could see the difference in the grays. Yeah, this is definitely like your true gray, your basic gray shade. Whereas the other one had this interesting like baby blue vibe going on. Yeah, this is very gray. Applying very nicely to the eye, no patches. You know, sometimes matte shades, you apply them and they just like keep coming off. I hate those type. This is pigmented. It's tacky enough to stay on the lid. Very nice. Very pretty. In the outer part, I'm just gonna go straight into the next one called Leaping Orcas. Looks like a very dark gray shade. Put that in the outer corner. And just to create some depth in the outer V. Yeah, I feel like that's nice. Darkening in the outer V. I actually want to put that light baby bluish grayish shade in the inner corner. That way you could see the difference between the shades even more. Wow, yeah, it's looking very blue on my eyes. Do have like a bluish undertone. And I'm gonna take the Columbia River Gorge, the darker, your basic gray also, into the lower lash line. And the Leaping Orcas, the very dark, in the lower lash line, but in the outer corner. I think I want to darken this outer corner a little bit more. So I'm going back into the dark gray shade, the Leaping Orcas one, just darkening this outer V a little bit more. Wow, I did not expect this look to come out looking this bright and beautiful. all the vibes that I was getting from this palette was like light grunge. Oh, my kids are back. I thought this palette was gonna be light grunge, but this look came out very bright. And I really like it. I think these colors are really pretty. It's blue and gray, but the gray is kind of bluish undertone. Very beautiful. I'm very pleasantly surprised. And this shade, the lightest one here, is pretty pigmented. Sometimes palettes that have like light shades, the light shades come out looking dusty and they just don't look good, but this one looks super pigmented and beautiful on the eye. Very pretty, because I have it right here in the inner corner as well. That looks really nice. 12 shades down? No, 13 shades down. I only have 5 more to go. Okay, let's keep going. Now I'm going to go into the next set of 3, which are these 3 green ones here. I'm hoping to use these 5 shades on 2 eyes and be done with all 18 shades. So I'm going to start off with this shade called Pacific West, which is also a very light shade, and let's see if it's pigmented. I have high hopes after the other pigmented baby blue shade, so I hope this does not disappoint me. I'm going to start off by putting it in the crease and the brow bone. It's really light, but it is showing up on my eyes, and it's sticking, and it is not dusty. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Next, I'll use this one called PNW. Don't know what that means. That looks like an olive color. Like a mid-tone olive. Yeah, this one definitely is olive. I don't know if these 2 greens actually go together. The olive and the light green. But I'm using it, so. No issues with this shade. Very easy to apply. I'm also going to bring it into my lower lash line. My brush might be a little dirty because I feel like I'm seeing other greens in here. Yeah, why does it look like a completely different green? I think it's possible that the blue and the green got mixed together. Oopsies. Let's lighten up the inner corner with the light green shade called Pacific Crest. I actually do want to use a shimmer shade. This one shimmer shade here that looks olivey, but it's not quite olive. Let's just see how that looks. Because I feel like I need to tie together the olive shade with the very light green somehow, and this shimmer shade might be just the middleman to bring it together. And I'm going to use very light amount of shimmer. I'm not going to pack it on. It's just enough to kind of bring them together, because I think the shimmer shade has both olive and light green in it, so this should be able to bring them together. I think that looks really nice. Just like a little bit of shimmer. That's really pretty. But I feel like I need to bring Sasquatch sighting into the outer corner. I do need to make it a little bit darker. Nothing too drastic. Okay, so this is the final look, and I think it's just stunning. I love it. It's so beautiful. Here's a closer look. The shimmers are just, I'm in love. And the mattes are also really good. The formula is just superb. I think I only have 2 more shades, which is this Foggy Forest shade and this middle one, which I might have used. No, I didn't. Perfect Pinot. I think I used that one. I used it in the lower lash line. So the only one I haven't used is really Foggy Forest, but I'm curious to see how the Perfect Pinot will look in the outer corner or all over the lid versus just the lower lash line. So let's make a look with these 2 shades. Okay, this is a really nice cream shadow. Very beautiful, very pigmented, beautiful. And then now let's get into Perfect Pinot right here. A little bit in the crease, the outer V. Yeah. And then just in Foggy Forest, the cream shade on most of the lid. And I'll put some of that maroon shade in the lower lash line as well. Yeah. I use a fluffier brush this time and add Pinot again in the outer part of the eye. Okay, so here is the finished look. I love it. I love its simplicity. This is the kind of look I can do to the office. Not that I would, because it requires too much time. Not a whole lot of time, but I just don't have the patience in the morning to do makeup. So, but if I had all the time in the world, I would totally do this look for my office, because it really like changes the shape of your eye, really elongates it, and it's very subtle. It's not in your face. I decided not to use any shimmer because I think this just looks so beautiful on its own as an all matte look. I love it. I don't know how I did this, but I completely missed one shade, so I am going to put this one shade on my eye. Let's try out this green shade. It's called Olympic Mountains. This is how it looks like with the matte shade all over the eye. The finish is really nice and smooth. But I do want to put a shimmer over it too. Curious about that pinky green shade. This one right here called Sunbreak. Maybe like spray my brush. It looks very pink. I feel like I see even yellow in the pan and green. You know what's funny? Looks that frustrate me, but after I clean them up with concealer, mascara, and eyeliner, I end up loving them. And I think this look looks really pretty. The pink looks really nice with the green. Here's a closer look. Here's the pink and the green. I really like it now. What do you think? My final thoughts on this palette, I feel like I still need to create more looks because I didn't get a chance to create looks. But when it comes to the formula, which is what I wanted to discover in this video, the formula is superb. And now I just want to kind of use all the colors and create looks from all the colors in this palette. It is also a very beginner friendly palette because everything is very easy to use. The shimmers are easy to use, not a whole lot of fallout. The mattes are very easy to use, and a lot of the colors are a little bit toned down, so you're not gonna go very bold and mess up. So definitely a very beginners friendly palette. The cover is stunning, so I think this is also something that can be gifted to people with the holiday season coming up soon. it will make a great gift because the color story is unique. It's not your basic neutrals or nude palette. Every color is very different, but it's also subtle enough that anyone can use it. So it's unique, but also at the same time really usable. Very satisfied with this launch, really excited by it. I feel like I'm really gonna use this palette a lot compared to other Nomad palettes in my real life. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. You know, I like to do thorough reviews. I really enjoy them. And I just got this palette a few days ago and I wanted to get it out to you guys, the video out to you guys by the time the color story is shared with everyone. So here it is, all for you guys. If you haven't subscribed and you're new here, make sure to subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here again. And I will see you next time. Bye.